Howdy, I'm Matt, and in this video we've got the long-awaited, year later, update for when it comes to the video aerial systems, the Bluebeam Ultra antennas. Now, if you don't know the backstory to this, is what I'll do in the top right hand corner is I'll put a link to the original video where I did, these first arrived with me, and frankly honest, I was not impressed, and I do not apologise for that previous video because those were my thoughts and opinions at the time. And now it's really nice that we can do this like a year on and we can take a look at the products and see, was I right to bring this up as an issue or was I wrong, as the case may be. Now, if those of you which can't remember back or haven't seen the previous video on these when we first received these, is that my issue was that these antennas are, number one, very expensive, and as such I did feel that when they were received, and there was, I can put the box around there, you'll see there's this bit of plastic, just a little bit of foam here, and this is all the packaging needed. And what had happened is that during transport for these antennas is that the very, very tops, again, this just won't come out on the camera. I will try my best to zoom in for you if I get the zoom going the right way, and we would choose the one which doesn't have the end worn off it. We'll scroll on that one. There we go. And just here, hopefully that will focus, is just there on the end, is because it didn't have a tiny bit of foam in the bottom of the box. As these were transported round, is that the ends wore off. Now this one's actually quite a good example. Let me switch to the other, because all of these have exactly the same issue. And there you go, you can see the shiny bits on there. And that's what had happened. That's what my issue was, or my complaint was with the video aerial systems Bluebeam Mad Mushrooms, is because they just needed a tiny bit of foam in the bottom of the box. And that would have stopped the this plastic coating from wearing off. Now, what I did after that video, after receiving so much constructive feedback, is probably the best word, is that I decided not to coat the bits where the wire had been exposed, and instead to carry on and use them on and off for the past part of a year or so, and see how they reacted. And this is what I'm doing right now. It's now like a year later, and we've come back and we're taking a look, and what has happened is that they are each individually starting to show signs of rust. It's not coming out particularly clear on here, and again, it doesn't help, I've got such a bright light behind me. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to try and zoom in a little bit more and move the camera around. Is that actually going to focus? Yeah, it doesn't help with the bright light. They are showing signs of rusting, but we're not talking mass deterioration. They're not going to snap. They're not going to fall and fall down into a million pieces. They are still very, very good antennas, and I must admit that now, a year or so on, I'm very pleased with them, to the point that I've bought more since. So I thought that would be a nice little follow-up to a much older video, and it's quite nice. Like I said, I can come into this a year later and actually I can put my hand up and say, maybe I was wrong. But maybe I was wrong about the impact of doing that, but I still don't feel that I was wrong, that just for packaging, a tiny piece of foam which cost less than a cent would have improved the experience, to have then not gone on and received a damaged product, and then not gone on and needed to make a video about a premium product not being at its best. And I think that's what my original intention about the video was, just to make my point, is that I was not impressed because it was a premium product and it should have turned up to me in perfect condition. Now, I also have a bit of fantastic feedback as well in the other box of Mad Mushrooms which I purchased a while back, is that they did have some foam in the bottom of the box. So I think his name is Alex over at Video Aerial Systems. Thumbs up, fella. You've obviously taken on some product feedback, and here's my feedback 1 year on, which is that actually it's been alright. Less than ideal, but actually it's been alright. So on that note, from myself, Matt, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this episode, and I'll see you again shortly. Cheerios!